Update on BTC here. We were trading this bump and run pattern where basically you get this move down, you get a bump, consolidate, price confronts this trend line on a high break to the upside and goes for a run. My goal with this was to see price fill this H4 fair value gap, but because it didn't even have the strength to do that, I'm seeing this as a bearish sign, especially when you take a look at the daily, getting a close below this key SR flip zone after deviating back above it. So for me, what I did now is I was long from about 58,400 zone on this setup here. We were looking for a very small sweep of this previous low. We got that, just beautiful setup, and then some degree of continuation to the upside, and it just did not play out how I was expecting. So I closed my long for a small profit, and now at this point, I'm going back to my higher time frame analysis from a month ago. And what that looks like is something like this. Of course, I've shared this in my last video as well as several others in the last 4 weeks here. Ultimately, what I was looking for is price to consolidate in this zone. We did just that. Reject from this zone. We did exactly that. And now, again, what I had said in my posts and my updates is that any longing I do in here is just a fun run into monthly close. And it was a little bit disappointing in terms of that setup. So I've closed it for a small profit. And at this point, going into next week, I'm just going to be looking for maybe a local setup to short down to this primary zone here that I've been eyeing for myself to flip long. What that is going to be a back test of this zone after a deviation here. This is also somewhat of a 618 zone for this move up. A back test in here, I'll flip long and we'll go ahead and look to the upside. But in the meantime, again, I'm simply just going to ride this trend down and look for a local short setup going into next week.